Welcome everybody live to the Brevard Sports Network, live from Cocoa High School at Richard Dick Blake Stadium. I am Jackson ROBB. Alongside me tonight is my broadcast partner, Logan Pettit. How you doing tonight, Logan?
Doing well, Jackson. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and I'm ready for a big district matchup here from Cocoa between the 4-2 Titusville Terriers and the 2-3 Cocoa Tigers. And for either of these teams, don't let these records fool you. They are both very good football teams. Cocoa, a point that I'm pretty sure everyone knows about their strength of schedule. So, they're a very good football team, as represented as I mentioned in the, before the stream. This is a matchup between two of our BSN Super 7 teams, but they're two on different sides of the spectrum, per se. Cocoa is number 1, Titusville is number 7, but a good number 7 at that one. But this is a team, win or loss tonight, that's going to get a lot out of this game, I think. I mean, it's tough to have Cocoa in your district, whether you're Titusville, you're Astronaut, or anyone else in this district, even Palm Bay. It is a tough district, and having to play Cocoa is never fun. But for a team like Titusville, they're going to get some strength of schedule points for sure with this one, because they are right on that playoff bubble, and a game like this will, win or loss, help you with that playoff push.
Yeah, and we talked about it on the test stream, too. I mean, Titusville for a while was down in the basement. They're back to kind of historically what they used to be, but they're not a complete program yet. I mean, you look at the numbers over there, they're pretty thin. I mean, this is going to be a tough matchup against Cocoa, but it's a good test to see where you are as a program. You've been winning football games up to this point. Now you're going to go play a juggernaut, see how you hang in with them. And that'll tell you a lot about where you're at as a football team. So either way, it's good. And, we were talking about it earlier with Alan. If the season ended today, both these teams would be playing in the playoffs right now. So that's something to keep of note as well.
And that's the thing. Titusville is going to be on that playoff bubble in 2S, I would say, till Selection Sunday. I don't know if they're really going to, as you see Cocoa run out, I don't know if we're ever going to see them clear that bubble, whether, locking themselves into the playoffs or dropping solely out. I think they're going to live on that bubble, live and die on the bubble, if you will. What about Merritt Island? Well, we do not have that game tonight. Our 3 games tonight, Cocoa here, obviously Cocoa in Titusville. We have Vieira hosting Harmony and Heritage hosting Melbourne. So 3 district matchups. Merritt Island and Bayside will be a game we'll give you updates on, but it will not be live tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. Either way, though, a great triple header tonight.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, I believe they're all 3 district matchups as well. Is that
yes,
correct?
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
All 3 district matchups. I mean, that's important. I mean, of course you as a team want to win a district championship, but it also determines, well, are you going to make the playoffs, or where are you going to be seeded in the playoffs as well? So these games, it's not just a crosstown team playing a crosstown team or a county team playing a county team. These are important for the postseason as well.
Our captains tonight for Cocoa, Jaden Edgecombe, Anthony Bridgewater, number 1, number 2. Number 21 is Cedric Hawkins. Number 50, Dandrivius Dorsey. And I'll try and get the Terriers numbers when they split out here, as I believe it is homecoming night here at Cocoa.
That's what it looks like.
It's that time of year. We had some homecoming games last week.
It's either homecoming or there's some real sharp-dressed students here tonight.
I'm going to go with homecoming unless the theme of the game is
dressed to the nines.
Yeah. Yeah, but either way, I mean, I know we have some other games around the county between county teams. I know Rockledge is hosting Satellite. And, yeah, it's district time. That's the bottom line, though. I mean, that's a district game. Merritt Island Bayside is. It's district time. Everyone's playing someone in their district. And, this is where it matters. This is where you make the playoffs. It's make or break time, essentially.
Well, I'll never forget back when I played, and, our head coach, Todd Wilson, every district week he would start off, gosh dang, fellas, it's district week. And that's how it set off the week. So I imagine each one of these teams had something similar. Spoken to them during their week of practice, a little extra preparation, because this is an important week of ball.
Two captains tonight for Titusville. Number 4 is Xavier Taylor, and number 10 it looks like, which would be Lamarian Martin. So those were your captains for the game tonight as we get set to go here from Cocoa. But yeah, district time is where it's make or break time, and all these games are going to matter. And I talked to Alan today right before the game, so we were incorrect about how the playoffs work. So we had been saying the top 4 district winners get the top 4 seeds. Well, the top 4 district winners are all making the playoffs, but they don't guarantee top 4 seeds anymore. You can win your district and be a 7 seed. So that is the new change in the playoffs. And that's what we got today. So, if you win your district, you definitely make the playoffs, but you're not guaranteed a 1 through 4 seed anymore. So you can be an at-large bid and still be a 1 seed or a 2 seed. Probably wouldn't be a 1 seed, but you could still be a higher seed. So as we get set to go here from Cocoa, the Tigers set to kick off to the Titusville Terriers here to begin tonight's game. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are already here in Week 7. Just crazy to say, crazy to hear.
I love that, but I hate it too.
Yeah.
It means the season is slowly dwindling away. And it's been a fun season so far. We've covered some pretty good games.
Yes, we have, as we get set for the kickoff here. Number 42 to kick for Cocoa, Alex Ramirez. And there's the whistle, and that means we are ready to go tonight, as Ramirez will kick it away, and we are underway tonight from Cocoa. Receiver slips down on that one. That'll be a touchback for Titusville, and they will trot out and take over. First down and 10, Titusville. So we'll see what they have here. If you don't know about quarterback for Titusville, number 6, Josiah Allen, he came from Cocoa. Josiah Allen transferred from Cocoa in the offseason to Titusville. I think that was before Blake Boda came in, so he was willing to go over to Titusville. Then, a rebuilding program, a lot of uncertainty there with John Holmes coming in, and now you see where they've ended up. Titusville 4-2, and as we mentioned earlier, with a spot in our Brevard Sports Network Super 7. So Titusville looking solid already. John Holmes definitely going to be a Coach of the Year candidate.
Yeah, and I'd say that move worked out for both parties. Allen's having a pretty good year, and he's leading his Titusville Terrier team to a pretty good season so far. So
that running back is definitely one to watch. That is Xavier Taylor, I believe. He averages 113 yards per game. I'll check back on that stat to confirm here right after this first down play. First down, Titusville, their own 20. Turn give to number 1 here around the edge, getting around, but that Cocoa defense going to get him for a loss. Alex Christian, the freshman, on the carry there.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I get what they're trying to do, establish this outside running game, but that Cocoa defense is just entirely too fast. You really want to attack them in the teeth of that defense and try and hit runs right up the middle.
So here we have it. That one is a loss of about 2. Second down and 12 coming up now for Titusville. Yeah, they call it the dark side defense for a reason. Cocoa has one of the best defenses in the count, let alone the state. Cocoa in the orange on black. Titusville white on white with the blue helmets. Turn give to Taylor here. And Xavier Taylor tries to get it up the middle. He gets a short gain there. And Taylor's going to be a player that no matter who they're playing, Cocoa's definitely be a hard test. There's a flag down after the play, and there were definitely some extracurriculars there in the secondary. And I think that one's going to come on Cocoa. And that is not something you want to see. And you hear the Cocoa coaches yelling, "Get him out!" So they're going to, I believe, pull that young man out of the game for now. Yeah, that was a bad penalty to start. They were 30 yards down the field. He took his defender down on a run play. Or the receiver, so I don't.
Yeah, a little chippiness there to start. That's not what you want. And like you said, you heard Coach Schneider. You can hear him up here. Get him out. And that's what you got to do. You can't give up 3 yards like that.
Let alone a first down. Titusville now to their own 34-yard line. They're following the penalty. I'm assuming it was either a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Didn't see the official call, but I saw it happen, so I'm going to roll with that. First down and 10, Titusville at their own 34-yard line. Josiah Allen, the quarterback here. 2 receivers split either side for first down. Man in motion. Allen drops. Blitz coming. Allen getting away here to the right side, but he'll be sacked for a big loss there. That's a loss of about 10 on the big sack there by the Cocoa Tigers defense. multiple defenders back there to bring down Allen for a sack.
Yeah, and that was good film study by that Cocoa defense. As soon as they saw that motion out of that set, the safety flew down and came out on a blitz. So they must have seen something on film, some kind of a tendency, and that led to the safety blitz. But, I mean, immediate pressure there by the Cocoa defense. Not much you can do in that aspect.
Now 2nd down and 20 for Titusville. Back to their own 24-yard line. A long way to go now. Split backs here with Allen. Here for 2nd down and 20. Allen drops back, rolling on the near side. Allen's just going to keep it here. Blitz coming. He's going to outrun him here and get out of bounds for no gain.
And that's like what I was saying. I don't hate the quarterback run. I mean, you get 10 blockers involved there. You're getting the whole offense involved. But you got to attack. If you're going to run, you got to attack them between the tackles, in my opinion. You're not going to beat them to the edge.
That one a designed run, I believe, there by Allen, but he was lucky to get around that edge. That Tigers defense was right there again, and Titusville's gonna have to be aware of that all night. I mean, that pressure is not gonna cease, so they're gonna have to be able to game plan for that. I know they've definitely watched film and seen that, and they know that's gonna be an issue and something that is gonna be hard to stop.
Yeah, they do a good job of just stringing it out and using the sideline as an extra defender.
Cocoa DBs, you see playing there about 10 yards off here for 3rd down and 20. Allen throws underneath, caught, and that will not be enough for the 1st down or close to it on the reception there by DJ Bryant. So DJ Bryant on the reception there for about 6. And the first drive for Titusville moved forward by a crucial penalty there, but in the end nets about 9 yards in all. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 15. Titusville will get set to punt from their own 29.
Yeah, a little too much going backwards on that. They got to see if they can figure something out, specifically in the run game.
Snap, good punt there. That one will go down here. Bounce down. He's going to roll. He's going to pick it up off the roll. That's Cedric Hawkins. Hawkins, a dangerous returner. Hawkins, but he'll be contained there nicely by the Titusville kick team there on that one. So now Cocoa takes over. 1st down and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, good punt coverage there by Titusville. Hawkins is a Ohio State commit, high 4-star recruit. You don't want the ball in his hands in open space, so they did a good job of corralling that and making sure he didn't find a crease.
If you see what Ohio State's doing right now, you know how big of a commitment that is.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, said Hawkins got talent. He trots out offensively and defensively. But with that, here we see the Cocoa Tiger offense, 1st down and 10 at their own 36-yard line. Quarterback Blake Boda stands in. He's got 1,600 yards on the season. He's going to give the jet sweep here to Jaden Edgecombe. Edgecombe in the gap. Edgecombe down the seam. One man to beat. Jaden Edgecombe diving for the pylon.
I think he's going to be short.
And I think he's going to be down at the 1. Good chase down tackle there, but still a huge gain of about 63.
And that's classic Coach Schneider offense right there. He loves those contained fronts, those tight fronts that he puts up there. I mean, he had 5 wide receivers, but they're all within 2 yards of the tackle, and they run out on the edge on a jet sweep. What he's trying to do is he's trying to compress that defense and use his speed to beat you outside, which is exactly what he did. Heck of an effort by the defender, though.
A gain of
drag him down.
A gain of 61. The run there on 1st and goal does not get it, and that was a handoff to Malachi Coney, the sophomore back. Doesn't get in on that one, but he gets them closer for 2nd and goal now with the 1. Gain of 2 there. They're going to line right back up for 2nd and goal. Again, gives Coney, and Coney trying to dive for it. I think he got it. Yes, he did. Malachi Coney with a 2-yard Cocoa Tigers touchdown there. Great second effort by Coney. As he got hit right at the line, he spun around and fell in for the touchdown. As now with 8:27 to go in the 1st quarter, Cocoa Tigers, that's a 3-play, 64-yard touchdown drive to put them ahead 6-0. Ramirez on to kick the extra point. Kick is up, and that one is good. So with that, the Cocoa Tigers jump out to a 7-0 lead with 8:27 to go in the first quarter.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they got athletes, and that's what you got to look out for. Whether they're running, passing, or running like a jet sweep, you got to be aware of every player. And Edgecombe, all he had was this big of a seam, and obviously you guys can't see my fingers, but very small seam, and all he did was find the hole, locate it, and split that gap, split the seam wide open, and take it all the way nearly to the house. And that's all it took was just a few good blocks, open a hole, and you got players that'll hit that hole.
Yeah, I mean, any one of those receivers probably could have done that too, who they had on the field. So,
hey, but now Titusville knows what they got to contain. They got to close those holes as quickly as possible. As there's the kickoff here. That will be another touchback as we get set to see Titusville's second offensive drive. Their first one wasn't terrible, but they got to start going north-south a little bit more and turn that ball up the field. They had a good completion there, but the Cocoa pressure was there imminently. If it wasn't for a Cocoa Tiger costly penalty there, that drive would have ended a little sooner, I believe.
Yeah, they got bailed out by the penalty. They're just trying to see what they can do on that first drive, and the outside run wasn't there. I suspect they might try and run a little power inside, or the pass game was there outside of the they dropped back a couple times. The one that had a nice completion, so maybe they can start to hit some quick passes and see if they can play pitch and catch.
First down and 10, Titusville at their own 20 once again. Josiah Allen going to drop back here, throw over the middle. It's hauled in on those short curl routes. There's a flag down on the far side, but number 2 on the reception, Javarian Pierce, trying to turn that one forward. Again, a flag comes in on the far side of the field, and we got a Cocoa Tiger down on the play. And
they might get Cocoa for lining up in the neutral zone.
Cocoa Tiger down the play. Not going to show the injury, obviously. Brevard Sports Network does not show or speculate on injuries. And the player is up, though, and he will walk off under his own power. Good to see.
Oh, no, it's going to be an illegal man downfield. So that's going to negate that pass play.
So, yeah, the illegal man downfield negates the Titusville gain. So that'll bring up
maybe 1st and 11, I think.
Yeah, it looks like first down and 11, so only a loss of 1 on the play. But, for Titusville, it looks like it's working our little quick slants, little hook routes. And for now, get those guaranteed completions when you can. And I think that's a good one. Score, Cocoa 7, Titusville 0 with 8:15 to go in the first. Actually, we have a first down and 15 now. Titusville back at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying before they came out here. Just simple pitch and catch, stop routes, slants, nows, things like that. Something to build some confidence in your quarterback, too.
Was split backs now. Motion's out. There's movement up front on both sides. I feel like I saw Cocoa move first, but I guess we'll see. The call is offsides on Cocoa, so that negates the Titusville penalty on the original first down play. So now it's just pretty much a long reset. First down and 10 now. Titusville back at their own 20. Now under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Cocoa leads at 7-0. Allen gives here to Taylor. And Taylor stuffed right at the line for, I believe, a loss on the play there. Again, that's Xavier Taylor, the running back, the junior.
Yeah, so with the speed of that Cocoa defensive front and, kind of I don't know if it's inexperience or, they're not matching up well, Titusville's offensive line. So what you're going to have to do is maybe run some counter, some things that are kind of getting that defensive line off of their path. And that way you can kind of hit them with a little misdirection. Might be your bread and butter in the run game.
Because Xavier Taylor is quite the underrated back here in the county. He averages 113 yards per game, over 680 yards on the year. Allen here had a 2nd and 12. He'll drop back here, surveying, blitz coming strong. Josiah Allen trying to get out here, but he will be brought down around the line of scrimmage. So I don't know if he was really sacked for a loss. I think he might have picked up 1 there or no gain. I think he got 1 there. It'll be 3rd down and 11 now for Titusville, their own 19-yard line. I expect them to pass here. We'll see if they can find a connection.
Yeah, and that's a little troubling if you're Titusville's offense. That was supposed to be like a quick little concept that they ran there. They had an arrow route and 2 slants, and I mean, shoot, before he could even look at one of his targets, he was already feeling pressure.
3rd down and 11, Titusville split backs with Allen. He'll keep here
Triple.
on the triple option. He tosses it back here, which did not seem to be a good look there. No option seemed clear for Titusville as Coco blows up the triple option on 3rd and long, which will bring up 4th and longer, which will definitely bring up another Titusville punt.
Well, I think it's all for naught, but either way, I don't know that the pitch was the right read there. I mean, he wasn't going to get the first down regardless, but he would have made it a little bit closer. I think he had a couple more yards had he kept it.
So with that, 4th down and 10 now. Titusville set to punt from their own 20.
Coco's going to come after this too.
Yeah, Coco's going to send it here and try and get a big block. They're going to come around. They're going to fake the punt.
Hey now.
Throwing. That one is intercepted. And the fake punt is intercepted by number 5, Caleb Dobbs, on the interception. So now that sets up Coco in great territory inside the Titusville 30. 1st down, Coco.
Listen, I'm about as strong of an advocate of a fake punt as there can be. I am not a strong advocate of a fake punt on your own 25-yard line, though. I mean, I like the idea. Like, okay, hey, maybe we can catch him napping, but that can happen, what just happened, and now you're setting up an offense that scored in 3 plays from your 28-yard line. So,
Dean Roberts is... Yeah, Dean Roberts was the punter there. And, yeah, it's a good point you make, Scott. I mean, another point could be just bat that ball down, take the field position because, I mean, it's only a matter of about 8 or so yards. But, I mean, hey, why not? I mean, I know you want the big highlight interception, but you bat that down, you would be set up at their 20 or 19 rather than their 29. But
well, I agree with that, but I think
at this point,
here in a few plays, I think
yeah, I mean, they're in good field position. Got a score up here. Merritt Island Christian leads Eastland 14-0 in 8-man as Merritt Island Christian looks to rebound from a tough stretch of games recently. 1st down and 10. Coco at the Titusville 29-yard line following the interception. Boda and Coney in the backfield. Flushing him out of the backfield. He throws the screen. There's a spin by Bridgewater. That's Bridgewater, not Coney. And Bridgewater down the sideline, diving there around the 20. Anthony Bridgewater, the senior back.
I mean, you gotta make tackle there. You can't let him spin out of that. You had him dead to rights, and he makes a heck of a play. Bridgewater does, and picks up 8 yards, 7 yards,
and that'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Just outside the red zone for Coco at the Titusville 21. Boda drops back, throws the quick screen here, and they're going to try and turn it upfield here for a decent gain. That's
Nick
Teeter. And, hey, you know, the completions are happening, but good job by Titusville sealing off the edge. They don't want to allow the huge touchdowns like they did before.
No, and you know, Coco hasn't really elected to take the top off, which they're not in an area to do, but something to watch is they'll hit you with these little quick passes, quick pass, then hit you with a double move when you fall asleep with these quick passes. Now they're not going to do that here because there's only 20 yards left. But
Space Coast leads Astronaut 7-0 in the other game in this district tonight. There's a run up the middle, turning it upfield, spinning down inside the 5 on the carry by Anthony Bridgewater for a gain of about 16.
Yeah, tough run by Bridgewater, too. I mean, he's not going down on first contact. I think we're going to get a water break here about that time.
Actually, it's a game of about 13, which will set up Coco coming out of the break here. 1st and goal at the Titusville 5. As we'll see. Martell, I believe this is the first game for Titusville we were really had the opportunity to cover. I think we were also scheduled. We might be doing some other games for Titusville later this year, so keep tuned. But yeah, I believe we've been looking to cover Titusville all year because this is a team that's a great story as they've come a long way with new coach John Holmes from the 0-10 last year. It's now a program that's 4-2 and winning football games solidly and handily So yeah, we've been trying to get to some Titusville games. Definitely we have, and this is the first opportunity we got, so we pounced on it here. As they do, I mean, it's a district game against Cocoa. Whoever they're playing, it's a district game. Melbourne leads Heritage on another game tonight on the Brevard Sports Network, 7-0. District game over there. First and goal, Boda turns, gives, getting around the edge there in the jet sweep, cutting it up, diving for the end zone, and that will be a Cocoa Tiger touchdown. Ryder Veris on the jet sweep for the touchdown. And now Cocoa jumps out to a 13-0 lead with 3:51 to go in the first quarter. Ryder Veris with a 5-yard touchdown run for the Cocoa Tigers.
You know, it's tough. Cocoa's got athletes for days, man. I mean, again, that's one of those plays they had about 14 different weapons they could have given that to.
Ryder Veris.
Extra point is up and good. So with that, Cocoa jumps ahead 14-0 here, 3:51 to go in the first quarter. You know, as I said, you know, this is one of those games for Titusville. Win or lose, I think they're going to get a lot out of this one because the teams they finished out the year with are 3 winnable games, and I think, you know, they can easily finish out 3-0. I think they will following this game. And with that, they'll be 7-3 going into playoff time. Again, I think they will live and die on the playoff bubble. We'll see how everything else shakes out. Right now, this district is looking to send 3 teams to the playoffs. Cocoa, Titusville, and Palm Bay all in right now. And, you know, if they all play their game right and finish out how they should, they all should be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and if they were to line up and play tonight, I would favor Titusville over Astronaut, which, I mean, that's another good win for them. And like you said, they win the next 3. I mean, the difference is going to be, you know, that loss that they took to Palm Bay, which was a close game. But, I mean, we got to see what Palm Bay does for the rest of the season, too. So Titusville very well and should end up a playoff team.
Is that kickoff going to bounce? He's going to be taken out from the 1-yard line. Xavier Taylor. Taylor with some space. Xavier Taylor down the sideline. And what a return off the bounce at the 1-yard line. He takes it 48 yards or 45 yards. First down, Titusville now set up at their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, incredible field position here. What a return by Xavier Allen there. I mean, he's got some jets on him. He found a crease, ran into a block or two, and was still able to pick up about 15 extra yards off of that. But see, you know, if Titusville can make something happen with the good field position, maybe get into field goal range at least. But
Xavier Taylor, as I mentioned, a great athlete here for the Titusville Terriers. Rockledge leads Satellite 14-0, 4:46 to go in the first quarter. See Davin Widener here on the broadcast. Former Cocoa quarterback, now up at Ole Miss. First down, Titusville now at their own 46. Josiah Allen here in the gun. Allen drops back. O-line holds. He's going to air it out, but that one's going to go over the head of his receiver, out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for Javarion Pierce. That one will go incomplete.
He had time there, too, and a decent route by Pierce. I mean, he was open. You know, you don't need to throw it over his head. Good protection by the O-line and just misfired on the pass.
Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest thing I saw there was Titusville gave him some time, gave Allen some time there to throw. Ultimately fell incomplete. That'll bring up second down and 10. For Titusville at their own 47. Allen in the gun with Taylor. Josiah Allen going to run the speed option there. He's going to pitch it to Xavier Taylor. The Cocoa Tigers defense not phased on that one. That'll be a loss of 3. That'll bring up third down and 13.
Yeah, you know, believe it or not, he had the edge there. If the pitch goes to his outside shoulder and lets him run behind it, almost like a pass almost, but.
Well, the officials are still calling the second down.
Oh, here we go. All right. No, there we go.
No, there we go. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, if he almost leads him a little bit more on that pitch, I think Xavier Taylor has the speed to pick up some yardage there.
Yeah, that's the one thing Titusville's got to do. They got to give Xavier Taylor some space because he can get them scoring here if they can. Third down, Josiah Allen firing, has a man open, but once again just overthrown there, looking for the same man, Javarion Pierce, who seems to be another guy who can be an asset for him as he's gotten open here, but that one will fall incomplete. And the great field position for Titusville, unfortunately, will be all for naught. as they are going to, well, they'll line up to punt here. We'll see if they actually punt it this time.
You never know. Yeah, that's twice, 2 passes to the same player where they just misfired, and those aren't plays that you can have happen against this Cocoa defense. I mean, you had a shot on both of them, just not a well-placed ball. And, again, I mean, he faced a little bit of pressure on that last pass, but it wasn't anything egregious. Just missed his receiver both times, and you can't have missed opportunities like that.
Titusville will punt it down this time. A nice punt here. Going to get chased down, and Hawkins muffs it, and they're going to have to fall on that one around the 20.
Yeah, and he wasn't really in a hurry to try and recover that either. Luckily, they had a player down there that was able to fall on it. It looks like it might be number 5,
That
Caleb
is Caleb Dobbs.
But, yeah, he muffed it, and
I always feel like if you have to chase down a punt, it's best to let it bounce, because most times you see someone either like chase a ball or backtrack to find it. Most times he gets muffed.
Yeah, good punt by Titusville, too. That kid has a leg on him. That's twice now. We've seen pretty good punts out of him.
Yeah, that's Dean Roberts.
All right, Dean.
2 good punts and a interception. Score 14-0. Cocoa leads, 2:28 to go in the first quarter. Blake Boda drops back, throwing a screen here underneath. It's going to be hauled in on the far sideline. He'll be wrapped up and brought down for a short gain.
I think it's Kyan Calhoun, the 6'5 receiver.
Kyan Calhoun, the ball carrier.
And that's going to be big, as I said, for Titusville. They got to contain that edge, and they're doing that well so far.
Yeah, they're rallying to the football. They're kind of okay with Cocoa dinking and dunking a little bit and hitting these short passes as long as they're able to get the receiver to the ground fairly quickly.
Second down and about 5 now for Cocoa. Boda again dropping back. Boda all the time in the world, rolling out, throwing. It's caught on the comeback route, breaking a tackle. Dancing around down here for a solid gain. And a Cocoa first down by Cedric Hawkins.
A good scramble drill there. Boda's an impressive quarterback. He was out there pointing at Hawkins saying, hey, come back. And Hawkins was on the same page with him, comes back to the ball, and ends up a big gain. That's
always a good way to become your quarterback's best friend. Come back to the football.
I do want to point out it was pretty good coverage by Titusville. I mean, it's tough to cover a guy for a long time, but, if they're hitting passes out of the scramble drill, you're doing something correctly.
Man in motion, they fake the jet. Boda rolls left. Blitz starting to come there, finds a man underneath, and he's going to turn it up the sideline. Still going down the sideline. A good gain there by the tight end, number 88. Javon Boggs with the reception, catch and run there, as that'll move Cocoa around the Titusville 35, and that'll move the chains with it.
Yeah, me and Billy covered the Melbourne Cocoa game, and Boggs had quite a night that night. He's got a really impressive speed for only a sophomore. I mean, he can flat out fly.
First down, Cocoa to the Titusville 35, empty set for Boda. 5 wide, trips it to the near side. Boda has time, looking downfield, scrambling again, throwing, coming back again. Hawkins on what seemed to be the same play for a gain of 15 as Hawkins moonwalks out of bounds at the 20 as he drops it into the red zone now for Cocoa to the Titusville 20. Looked like the same exact play they did to start the drive.
Yeah, just again a scramble drill. Again, I mean, Titusville had it covered up. They're not getting much on the pass rush front, and so maybe start there. I think they're only bringing 3. They run a 3-4 defense. That's 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Maybe they start bringing a little bit more pressure to, kind of knock him off that scramble drill.
Once again, empty set, 5 wide, trips to the far side this time. Blitz starts to come. Pocket collapsing. Boda steps up. Again, coming back. This time is Boggs on the reception as he got hit pretty nicely there, but he's good inside the 10 for a gain of about 12 or 13 by Javon Boggs. First and goal, Cocoa at the 8.
It's been a pattern of Hawkins-Boggs. Let's see if they can go to Hawkins here.
Thing is here, man, the first Cocoa touchdown was a big play. Well, a big play set up the touchdown. Now here it's just been little short plays, whistles before this one.
They were going to go to Hawkins.
Yeah.
All right, bring Boggs back on.
That is the end of our first quarter here from Richard Dick Blake Stadium. The Cocoa Tigers leading the Titusville Terriers 14-0. Got to tell you, though, Titusville, they're doing some things right. I got to say, their coverage is looking good for now. Their pressure's starting to come. O-line, it's all starting to show. We got to see if they can build consistency and build it up a little more. But 14-0 isn't unmanageable for Titusville.
14-0. You got to see how good your red zone defense is because Cocoa got down in that red zone pretty quickly. See if you can bow up a little bit and take care of business. Maybe hold them to a field goal. That's a win in my book, I think, with the way they've been moving the ball.
Out of door, Academy leads Cocoa Beach 7-0. So unfortunately, Cocoa Beach's shutout streak has come to an end tonight, but the win streak can continue. As we'll see if the Minutemen can keep that up. Probably the biggest candidate fighting against John Holmes here at Titusville for Coach of the Year would be Ben Waldrop at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, impressive what both of them have done with their respective programs. I mean, again, two programs that were down, and suddenly they're back up.
And for whoever, I'll give the update. MLB update we got in the comments. The Phillies lead the Braves 9-1 in the bottom of the 7th.
And now let's bring in Aaron Judge for the home run streak. I mean, I watch a lot of college football. I get it. Golly, if I wanted to see him,
I'd
watch him.
Boda throws, corner of the end zone. DB falls down, and that'll be hauled in for the 8-yard Cocoa Tiger touchdown. And that is to Kion Calhoun. For the 8-yard Cocoa Tiger touchdown.
He was certainly interfered with as well. I think they just, to use a soccer term, gave him advantage and did not throw the flag because it would have certainly been declined. But impressive play. I mean, that's a 6'5" receiver. You got him lined up on isolated one-on-one coverage. I mean, it's tough to defend that, with that kind of size.
Here's the kick. It's up and good once again. So now Cocoa jumps ahead 21-0 here with 11:49 to go in the first half. And again, win or loss for Titusville, I know what I want to see out of them. And so far I'm seeing some good things. I mean, realistically, this is going to be a very tough test for them. And a win would be pretty great for Titusville. But, you got to take the game how it comes. And, they're showing some good light. Their coverage is looking, solid. But, I mean, they're going to have to, clamp up.
Well, it's a tough test. I mean,
yep.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Cocoa has better athletes right now. Right now, they have better athletes. Like you said, and like we both said, the coverage has looked good. The pass rush hasn't been there, but they've caused Boda to get out of the pocket because they're covering so long and work on that scramble drill. That's something you can build on when you go back and watch this game tape. Offense, you can see what hasn't been working and see if you can build off of that. But fortunately for Titusville, I don't think they've got another team quite like Cocoa on their schedule.
Yeah.
So this is a good learning moment. Like I told Coach Helton in the postgame show last week, there's no moral victories in this sport, but there are learning moments, and this is certainly a learning moment of a game.
And there's a return by number 5, Anthony Coleman. And, yeah, that's the thing. If Titusville makes the playoffs this year, I mean, most likely a first-round team would be a Cocoa-type team. Who knows? It could even be Cocoa if they're a 7 seed and Cocoa's a 1 seed. So, point being, though, I mean, this is the test you're going to need if you want to try and make a playoff push come November.
And if you do make the playoffs, this is a game you can point to.
Yep.
Say this is a game where we got better. I mean, scoreboard's not indicative of right now, but you're getting better.
Yep.
And that's what you need. This is a learning moment for them.
Yeah, and Titusville's not going to curl up and just take this one. They're going to go out and fight for all 4 quarters. I'll guarantee you that one.
It's the same principle as why Cocoa's going to play number 1 team in the country at St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah. There's a good run here as Josiah Allen looks to extend the play there and try and get out of the pocket.
I like the quarterback draw there. Defensive ends for Cocoa have been getting upfield. Let him get upfield and, just kind of find that crease and go. Got tripped up there. Otherwise, he might have picked up a first down there.
Said Hawkins on the tackle there. A gain of about 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up for Titusville now at their own 42-yard line. Another solid starting field position for Titusville.
They got him on these kick returns both times. That's another thing we can point to. They've returned the ball really well.
There's another big district game between 2 Super 7 teams. Merritt Island leads Bayside 7-0. Actually, Merritt Island not a Super 7 team. Right on the outside looking in, but with a win tonight, they definitely will be next week.
Good off-tackle run there. And that's what I'm saying. You got to tackle them in between the tackles there. You don't try and hit the edge. I believe that was a little power play. Backside guard got around and led the way for the running back. And Now they're third and manageable. You know, the last few drives it's been third and forever. Now it's not. See if they can pick up a first down here and keep this drive rolling.
Only about a third down and 3 now for Titusville at their own 48-yard line. 49. Josiah Allen in the gun. Turns, gives to Taylor. Xavier Taylor tries to put it right up the middle, but that big defensive front for Cocoa is not going to let that happen. So that'll be a stop. 4th down and manageable for Titusville. Do you consider going for this?
Yeah. I mean, they've already done a fake punt in minus territory. I mean, what do you got to lose here? Ran right into a run blitz there. I mean, that's tough. It was well-timed run blitz. Those linebackers for Cocoa are pretty darn good. And they are going to go for it. So I would expect to see maybe one of those quick passes they hit earlier, or maybe getting the legs of the quarterback involved here.
Here we go. 4th down and about 4 or 3 for Titusville. Josiah Allen drops back here, throwing the slant. That one coming back, nearly picked and knocked away there by Cedric Hawkins, and that'll be a turnover on downs. No one really open there for Titusville, and that'll be a turnover on downs. First down, Cocoa at the Titusville 48.
Yeah, like I said, one of those quick passes. It just didn't work. I mean, you're trying though. I mean, you're not just punting and kind of conceding that drive. You're giving your team an opportunity to keep the drive going. So it shows you got faith in your team and you got faith in your defense. Is what that.
It was a 4th and manageable in decent territory. So I agree with the call to go for it. It's just a tough one on that play. First down and 10. Cocoa at the Titusville 48. 9:41 to go in the first half. 21-0. Cocoa leads.
They're gonna get
Has
back
a lot
up
of
here.
movement early.
Well, you had motion out of Coney, but the right tackle jumped. It's going to be a false start. They're going to back him up 5 here.
That it will be false start Cocoa. That'll back them up. First down and 15 at their own 47-yard line.
Titusville's band is playing here across the way, boogieing a little bit.
There's the pitch here on 1st and 15. That's Malachi Coney on the carry for a solid gain inside the Titusville 45.
Yeah, I like the way Coney runs. I've talked about it every time I've covered a Cocoa game, but he's different. Both of these backs kind of are different than what you typically have in the Cocoa backfield. They're not necessarily like speed demons. I would kind of compare Bridgewater to more of like a Keziah Holmes type player. But I haven't really seen Cocoa have more of a sawed off. I don't want to call him a power back because he's not, but just a back like Coney. He's fun to watch. Young player too.
Bridgewater with the carry for a gain of 5 or a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 1 coming up for Cocoa at the Titusville 39. Harmony leads Vieira 14-0. Vieira still searching for win number 1 on the year. Boda in the gun with his running back. 3rd and 1, man in motion. Boda turns, gives. Anthony Bridgewater right up the middle there going forward for a solid gain. And a Cocoa Tiger first down up to the Titusville 32. I got 2 different reports. Space Coast Astronaut, one reported as 7-7, one as Astronaut up 13-7. So Astronaut fresh off Coach Warden's first win last week. Rockledge leads Satellite 21-0. Both Rockledge and Cocoa, number 1 and number 2. Or as I like to call them, 1A and 1B in some ways. There's the throw over the middle. It's hauled in on the nice slant route over the middle.
Yeah, it was Boggs, and that was set up by that swing motion out of the running back. They've ran that a couple times where they've kind of just dumped him off on the swing, and we haven't seen Cocoa take really a shot there, and that was kind of a pseudo shot. We've kind of been waiting on it.
Ryder Veris on the reception there. They knock him inside the red zone. First down Cocoa with the Titusville 18-yard line. Boda turns, gives up the middle here, trying to bounce it around the edge, turning it up now inside the 10. Was the back there. Well, that was Malachi Coney. They've switched between Coney and Bridgewater tonight. 2 great backs they have, and that'll bring up 2nd down and short for Cocoa, 2nd and 1.
That was a really good run, and I'm going to get really nitpicky. If he would have stayed the course and gone right, he would have walked into the end zone.
2nd down and 1. They turn, give. Malachi Coney firing right up the middle there, and he is in. Touchdown, Cocoa. Malachi Coney from 8 yards out for the Cocoa score.
That was Bridgewater, actually. That was two.
That was?
Yeah, that was Bridgewater.
All right, that's Anthony Bridgewater, actually. My mistake. Thought I saw a 6, but that is a 2, which is Anthony Bridgewater, the senior running back. I believe transfer here to Cocoa in the offseason, and he runs it in from 8 yards out to extend Cocoa's lead here in the second quarter. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. So with that, the Cocoa Tigers will jump out to a 28-0 lead, 7:06 to go in the second quarter. So, and, you know, Titusville, I think the goal offensively for the rest of this game, get on the board. Try and get on the board here however you can.
I think it's, stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
You know, just try and make something happen.
And, hey, maybe you could see it on a kick return because that's where I've seen some good success from them, especially with Xavier Taylor.
I don't know if I'd kick it to one of these kick returners. Both of them had good returns. Squib it maybe, allow your return team to get down there, but both those guys made something happen that way. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility. And that would inject a little life into the Titusville football team. I mean, that's a huge play. It's one of the most electric plays in football. And, you see you guys do that. It's something you can rally behind.
Oh, let's see what they do. Ramirez back to kick for Cocoa. There it is. That's a deep boot. I don't know if they will return it. Yes, they will. Xavier Taylor will return it from inside the 10. Taylor, lays the hammer on that one. And he'll get up inside the 30.
Xavier Taylor is listed at 5'8", and he just absolutely bulldozed
Caleb Dobbs.
Yeah, the Cocoa
and
defense.
Caleb Dobbs is 6'1".
Just leveled him. I mean, low man wins, but
dang, Taylor didn't seem worried at all. He just lowered the shoulder, ran right through.
Frisky.
Yeah. I like the kick returns for Titusville. If there's one thing to take out of this game, Titusville's got a good kick return squad.
And secondary, it seems.
Well, yeah, that too, but one thing's for sure.
Oh, yeah,
secondary
they
is
return
solid.
some kicks now.
Yeah. Hey, Xavier Taylor, as I said, averages over 100 yards per game running, but with that, you're bound to have a pretty solid kick returner. So now we have first down, Titusville. They end up at their own 30-yard line.
That's interesting. Titusville has a number 0. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. First down and 10, Titusville at their own 30. Man in motion. Fake the give. Allen keeps on the speed option. Josiah Allen trying to get around there, but he's thrown down for no gain or a loss there by number 66 on the tackle, Jonathan Joyner.
And he had a gap there. I'd like to see him put his foot in the ground a little quicker and hit that gap before it closed down on him. Maybe even like a little fake pitch beforehand to get the pitch man on defense kind of edged out a little more, and it would add something there.
Hey, man, here's what we said on the post-game show last week. Heritage can still win their district, make the playoffs. It is early, but Heritage leads Melbourne 9-7 early in that one. Heritage, with a tough start to the year, still has a path to the playoffs.
Are we thinking that was a safety, or you think they kicked 3 field goals?
I don't know. That's the first score update I've had, so. No, it was 7-0 Melbourne, so I don't know. There's Allen going over the top. One-on-one. Oh, nearly falling into that one as a flag comes in late.
With the PI, and I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I agree. And that'll be a lot of good yardage here for Titusville coming on another Cocoa penalty. Actually, the score update over there is Melbourne 14, Heritage 9, so Melbourne scores another touchdown.
I need to know if they got a safety. I just want to know. I'm going to talk about a safety. It's the silliest play in football, in my opinion. It's really demoralizing for the team that gets safety against them because, okay, you just got tackled in your own end zone. You just gave the other team 2 points, and you're giving them the ball back. It's like a tragedy for you,
Especially I've seen some of the safety punts get taken to the house. Then you're allowing them like 9, 10 points. Allen drops back following the pass interference. He's going to throw it. That one's intercepted right to the defender. Tries to run through him there, but he'll be brought down around the Titusville 30 as there's the interception.
Right place, right time by Samadre Hawkins. He was in his drop. It looks like he was just spot dropping in cover 3 and threw right to him.
Samadre Hawkins, the big middle linebacker, playing coverage there, drops back. Great interception. Yeah, I mean, that one, right place at the right time, but he also jumped that one perfectly as that ball thrown right to Hawkins for the pick and a solid return. So that'll be first down, Coco at the Titusville 28.
And this is what you don't want if you're Titusville. This is a couple times now that they've given this Coco offense in a very short field to operate. I mean, this is one-play score territory for Coco. Realistically, the whole field is one-play score territory for Coco. But
Titusville had the big penalty there on the pass interference, but that gets the turnover. The score is 28-0. Coco leads with 5:57 to go in the first half. And two other games tonight on the Brevard Sports Network, Vieira and Harmony. A close one going right now, Heritage and Melbourne. This one may not be the closest, but still a district game. And as we've mentioned, two Super 7 teams. So you get to watch Coco, and for the first time this year on Brevard Sports Network, some of the Titusville Terriers. Love to see it. First down and 10, Coco at the Titusville 28. Boda motions Coney out of the backfield. Boda unloading. Wide open, blown coverage, and it's caught. One play touchdown for Coco from 28 yards out. Number 7 on the reception. That is Day Farmer for the Coco touchdown. And yeah, blown coverage is something you cannot leave Day Farmer that open.
Well, they were in cover 2, and I mean, that's just a tough play to be in cover 2 against. They roll that back out. And, technically in cover 2, your corner's responsible for the flat. That's an immediate threat to the flat right there, so he sits on that. You had a seam route going up the middle, so the safety takes that. That leaves the outside receiver, Day Farmer. With.
That kick is tipped. No good. So there you go. More special teams by the Titusville Terriers as they block the extra point. No good. Coco leads now 34-0. 5:49 to go in the first half. Man, Titusville, they do have a great secondary, but that touchdown was not their best.
Miscommunication. The two safeties got to talk. The two deep safeties got to talk there. They're going to say, hey, look, I've got two verts here. I got to take this outside vert. Other safety, you need to roll over and get on this seam route. And they didn't talk, and that's how you leave a 4-star receiver wide open.
Day Farmer coming in this year from Holy Trinity to Coco. Coco's a team that, they'll lose some players, but they'll go out and get some new ones if they can. Blake Boda coming from Seabreeze. Anthony Bridgewater, I believe, came from Rockledge. Ramirez with the kick there. That one they will squib, so they're not kicking that back to Taylor. This one will be recovered by an up man, and that one won't get far.
Well, here's the thing. They're kind of conceding that Titusville is just going to get good field position on these kickoffs because, I mean, they're right where they would have been had they kicked it, the other times when they kicked it to Taylor. So at least what that's telling me is they respect Taylor enough to say this guy could break one, so let's not even give him the chance. We'll give him that field position, but we're not going to give him an opportunity to put 7 up on the board on us.
Yeah, that is a big statement for Titusville.
I mean,
they're still going to get good field position. First down, Titusville at their own 38. Merritt Island leads Bayside 14-0. I've liked Merritt Island, ever since that O'Galley game. They seem like they've kind of turned over a new leaf over there with Luke Knight at quarterback, and a lot of their players seem to be clicking as they lead Bayside in a big district game.
Well, I think a big thing for them was getting healthy too.
Yeah,
and they had a lot of guys dinged up early on, and looks like they're getting them back.
Titusville handoff up the middle, bouncing it outside. Xavier Taylor somehow finds a hole to the outside, and I think he might pick up a Titusville first down or close to one. Xavier Taylor, first play, first down, Titusville.
That's the
up
first,
to their own 49.
The first down for Titusville that wasn't aided by a passer or by a penalty too. So you got something here. Building blocks.
Holy Trinity leads Father Lopez 20-0 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. But yeah, that is good. I mean, I tell you, man, Xavier Taylor, I like that name. Remember it. because he's only a junior, so I'll have him next year too. Josiah Allen drops back on first down. Blitz coming, pocket collapses, and Allen runs into a brick wall there, and he'll be sacked for a loss.
And that's, going a step forward and a couple steps back on that.
So that's a sack for a loss of 3. Second down and 13. Cocoa at their own 46. Harmony leads Vieira 14-7. Vieira searching for win number 1 on the year, and Shane Staples' tenure as their new head coach. And they're hanging tough with Harmony right now. That's a district game also. Second down and 13. Titusville. See how far back Allen lines up in that shotgun. There's a little curl route. They try and turn it upfield there on the reception by Tamol Curry.
Yeah, and Allen lost his helmet there. He's going to have to come out of play on a big third down, too.
Wow, yeah, Josiah Allen loses his helmet.
Unless they burn a timeout, which they could very well do.
So that was a gain of about 5. Third down and 8. Titusville in Cocoa territory at the Cocoa 49.
I guess they're going to hold on to that timeout and let the backup come in.
So the quarterback in now for Titusville. Trying to see the number here.
It's,
number
13, Isaac Russell.
Number 13 is Isaac Russell. You are right on that one. See what he does here if they let him pass on 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8, Titusville at the Cocoa 49. Possibly 4-down territory. Instead, they'll give it Xavier Taylor. Taylor trying to cut it back. And it'll be ripped down there. And that one,
I don't know what they're going to call here.
I don't know if he had the face mask or a horse
collar. It
collar.
wasn't. He had the side of the jersey on top of the shoulder pads, which wouldn't constitute a horse collar. Horse collar's got to be from behind.
Yeah, it should be. They're going to call it a face mask on Cocoa. So with that, that's 15 yards and the Titusville Terrier first down. Costly Cocoa penalty.
He's got a better view than I do, being up here. But to me, that looked like he had him by the shoulder pad and not the face mask. So and they're marking it off 5 yards and replaying 3rd down. So
that's a weird spot. I'm pretty sure that motion means face mask. Okay, third down and about 6 or 7 now for Titusville. Josiah Allen back in the game at quarterback following, I believe, the face mask penalty. Only gets him about 5 yards, though. Third down now for Titusville. Josiah Allen in Cocoa territory. Allen drops. Blitz coming. Pocket collapsing. Allen's got to get out of here or throw it away. Blitz going to keep coming. Allen heaves it down. It's hauled in. Great job by Josiah Allen extending the play and finding DJ Bryant for a Titusville Terrier first down.
Excellent to keep his composure, Josiah Allen. Half the Cocoa defense was in that backfield chasing him around, and he saw Boda earlier direct some traffic. He directed a little traffic too, and receiver peeled off down the sideline, dropped one right in a bucket to him for the first down. Good play.
Rockledge leads Satellite 35-0.
Yikes.
First down, Titusville at the Cocoa 33. Nice drive setting up here by Titusville with under 2 minutes to go in the first half, only a minute 50. They trail at 34-0. Allen going to drop back here. Allen pocket collapsing again. Josiah Allen stepping up. There's the sack again by that Cocoa defense. And Allen, Josiah Allen shaking up on the play. He fell definitely a little awkwardly there.
A little bit. It looks like he might be popping up here, but
yeah, he'll be all right.
Definitely a little tender there, but I get it with the. It looks like Cocoa took a timeout, but I get it with the pass rush he's been facing all night. But it looks like when that pocket's breaking down, he's doing a little bit too much, and I get he's trying to escape for his life there, but make a quick decision. All right, I'm going to run, and I'm just going to take off in this direction. He's bouncing around a little bit too much in that pocket after it's breaking down, and it's allowing that defensive line for Coco to kind of tee off on him.
And I think he's got to also incorporate the option to throw that ball away.
That too, yeah.
I don't think we've seen it once where he's taken the sacks, where he's had a little bit of time to decide to, trash it and take the incompletion. Because now instead, it's about a 2nd down and 15. Titusville back at the Coco 38 with 1:37 to go in the first half. Coco leading at 34-0. Yeah, Rockledge with another impressive performance tonight. All I'm going to say is, despite our rankings at BSN, what really is going to matter is the Barbecue Bowl. No matter, we could put Coco on, we could put Rockledge on, we could put anyone on. It doesn't really matter. They are going to play the last week of this year, or the regular season, Coco and Rockledge here at Coco. That'll be on the Brevard Sports Network, and that's when that score will be settled for final.
And I think what people need to understand about these rankings, too, is what goes into it quite a bit is, who do we think could beat the other team head-to-head as well? It's
face value.
Yeah,
it's a lot of how we've seen these teams play. And
record isn't necessarily the most important thing when we consider our rankings.
That's number 13 in there for the shaken up Allen. That one incomplete by Isaac. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. Merritt Island Christian leads Eastland Christian 27-8. It's now 3rd down and 15. Great territory for Titusville at the Coco 38. I know they want to keep this drive rolling. So as Josiah Allen comes back in here for Titusville.
I think now would be a perfect opportunity for a slip screen or a running back screen to your running back Xavier Taylor. Coco's defense gets upfield pretty quickly. You might be able to catch him in something. It's 3rd down. Might blitz here. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world.
Could be see a kind of RPO or a zone bubble kind of play, a little bubble screen or a run.
I'd
on
like
RPO.
to see something behind the line of scrimmage, and then having your offensive linemen start leading upfield.
We got whistles here. Timeout Titusville with 1:31 to go in the second quarter. Coco leads them 34-0, and wow, Merritt Island leads Bayside 21-0. I knew this was going to be a good game. I knew Merritt Island was a good football team, but this would be a statement win. And, they were just on the outside looking in. I can't imagine they were too far out if you had others receive. Well, they were others receiving votes in our Super 7. I know personally I did rank Merritt Island. I think, these last few weeks Merritt Island's look good, but you can't really forget. You can't really have, long-term. You can't be short-sighted about that team. They did struggle early. But it does seem like Merritt Island is starting to come around under Coach Tyler Murray. And they win this game tonight, they're 5-2. With losses only coming to Melbourne and Heritage. Now as Heritage starts to look up too. It's Merritt Island's an interesting team, and Bayside still with a backup quarterback playing, but he did play very well last week, I got to say, Garrett Luke. So, I guess we'll see the case on Bayside tonight. They trail early.
Yeah, Luke's played all right last week.
3rd down and 15, Josiah Allen with his running back, man in motion. 3rd down and 15, Allen. He's going to turn, give, and that one doesn't get far by Taylor. A counter sort of sweep play there as the Tigers get him quickly there, and Coco will take the timeout ahead of 4th down and 14 for Titusville coming up at the Coco 38-yard line. 1:24 to go in the half. I think they're going to bring out the punt team here. Maybe try and pin them deep at about the 1-yard line.
At this point, if you punt it and you get a touchback here, you're really only conceding 10 yards.
Yeah.
If you go for it, which I get it, it's 4th and,
14.
Clear Lake Road. Not a huge opportunity of getting it, but at least you're giving yourself an opportunity. I don't know.
I agree. I could definitely see it going for it. You're deeper in Coco territory, too.
I admittedly don't know much about the punter for Titusville High School. Maybe he can, maybe you can hit one that checks up right around the goal line and they pin him deep. But I saw him warming up. He does have a good leg. So, man, we'll see. And they are going to bring the offense on the field. I think that's a good decision, honestly. Could be a quick kick, too, by the quarterback.
4th and 14, Josiah Allen, empty set, 5 wide. Trips to the far side, 2 to the near side.
I think it is a quick kick. Look how far he's lined up in shotgun.
Allen is lined up deep on every play in the shotgun. Oh, Coco sends a blitz. Here it comes. Allen rolling out, got to throw it. He heaves one here. And that one coming back incomplete.
Smart. Don't try and pick that.
Yeah, smart to knock down. He had a man open underneath, Javarion Pierce. I mean, yeah, they showed blitz, but no, you made the note about the deep set, but no, I mean, that's the note I was going to make. Titusville is lined up very deep in the shotgun all night, trying to, I guess, combat that rush, but it's not really working so far.
Yeah.
Now, first down, Coco at their own 38. I believe they have either one or no timeouts left in the half. Minute 15 to go. If they want to score, they will, though, and that's how it seemed like so far. But we'll see if Titusville can pick up a stop here before halftime. It'd be a nice momentum boost.
Yeah, it certainly would. Going into halftime, they've scored on every possession they've had so far. Coco has. If you can stop them with a minute 15, you can bring something into the locker room and say, hey, we can stop them.
I got to say, for Titusville, they've had a lot of long drives. No points yet. But they're not going out 3 and outs. Not at all. I mean, they're fighting these drives to the fullest. Cocoa Beach trails out of Door Academy 16-7. Boda drops back. Blitz starts to come. He airs it out. 1-on-1.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what a catch. Laying out for that one on the reception, number 11, Nicholas Teeter. And Teeter lays out for that one and gets it up to the Titusville 40. That's a gain of 30, or a gain of 22. First down, Coco to the Titusville 40. They hurry up here with a minute to go. And we got whistles.
Last time out there. What an impressive catch by Nick Teeter. That was highlight reel worthy.
Timeout, Coco, 56 seconds to go in the half. They got 1st and 10 at the Titusville 40. Yeah, highlight reel. Great throw by Boda. And then Teeter turns around, lays out for it. Remember, following tonight's action here on Brevard Sports Network, we'll once again have the Slow and Low postgame show. You can come out to Slow and Low in Viera and watch live. Or if you can't make it out, watch live on the Brevard Sports Network.
But honestly, try and come out. We have a good time. Yeah. Great food, great beverages, great time, great people at Slow and Low. Good atmosphere. You really ought to try and make it out there if you can and able.
So here we go, 1st down and 10, Coco at the Titusville 40. Boda alone in the gun, fakes the sweep. Boda rolling out right, blitz starts to come. He throws, wide open reception there. Breaking tackles down inside the 20 is Jaden Edgecombe, I believe, on the reception. And that'll get Coco 1st down and 10 inside the red zone as they're going to run hurry up here, try and score before halftime, which would, I believe, initiate a running clock for the second half. Boda, as the Titusville defense is still shifting, Boda looking. Hey, the blitz is starting to come here more for Titusville. Boda's just going to take off. Boda with green grass ahead. Boda jukes out of bounds at about the 3. That's about a gain of 15. 1st and goal, Coco coming up. Hey, I mean, we were saying Titusville's lacking the pass rush. They're starting to get it. I'm telling you, man, Titusville has assets. And maybe they're not having a full game against Coco, but the pass rush is starting to get through. Secondary was doing some good covering. Like, Titusville is a good football team.
Yeah, and, they haven't really had the experience of playing in big games like this where they have had a good team. And really, you're building a foundation of a program that's got to learn how to win and how to finish. And that's what you're seeing tonight. 1st
and goal, Coco at the 3. Boda drops. He's got all the room in the world to take off right. He's going to fade it to the corner. What a throw by Blake Boda for the 3-yard Coco Tiger touchdown. As he finds number 11, Nicholas Teeter. He got that big catch, and he gets his touchdown to finish off the drive from 3 yards out. Boda, I think, could have ran it in, but I think he wanted to get Teeter that touchdown, and he did. So now Coco goes ahead 40-0. with only 17 seconds to go in the half.
He could have walked backwards into the end zone, but he's a quarterback. He wants to get his throwing stats up, so.
So now here comes the extra point by Ramirez. Snap, kick up. This one is not blocked, and that one is good. So Cocoa jumps out to a 41-0 lead here with 17 seconds to go in the half. With that, we will start the second half with a running clock. I think most people know the rules on that one. If you don't, that means the clock will only stop for coach timeouts or player injuries. Incomplete passes, out of bounds, or anything of that nature, the clock will run. But hey, the running clock will stay, but Titusville can try and get some points on the board in the second half, that's for sure. And hey, they're playing a good game. I know the scoreboard won't tell you that, but the one thing I got to tell you in high school football is, as you said, there's no such thing as a good loss. There's teachable moments, and I think Titusville's had a lot of those, but I do think they've had some good plays here and some good notes.
Yeah, and, we said it earlier. I mean, it's – I hate to say it, it's tough to pick Titusville to win this game, but like I said earlier, my thought process being a former coach is you learn something from this game. You learn what you did right against a good team. You learn what you did wrong against a good team that you got to fix.
Because they'll expose that.
Exactly. You got better by playing a team that's better than you. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it's true.
Good squib by Ramirez, bouncing down to guess who but Xavier Taylor. Taylor with the squib receive. Xavier Taylor getting around the outside, and Xavier Taylor on a quick little squib kick takes it up around their own 45. Xavier Taylor brought down by Teeter. Astronaut leads Space Coast 20-7. That'd be a big win for Coach Warden in district play. But the bigger score, Heritage leads Melbourne at halftime, 19-14.
Scorigami, 19. I don't see that every day.
Well, that'd be huge if Heritage could advance to 2-0 in the district and keep this one rolling.
Yeah, and that's is this Melbourne's first district game?
I believe so.
I think it is because they had to postpone the one against Harmony.
Yeah,
correct?
You're right. And there's a knee by Titusville, and that will run us out of the first half here at Cocoa. Valiant effort here by Titusville so far as they're going to try and fight through the second half. Cocoa leads into the halftime break, 41-0. I believe here we should have the homecoming ceremony for Cocoa. If so, that is what you'll see at halftime. If not, then it'll just be a break for everybody at halftime. Either way, we'll see you back in a little bit, about probably 10, 15, or 20 minutes. I would lean towards probably 20 minutes. We'll be back for the second half of play. Cocoa leading Titusville 41-0. 17 minutes. We'll be back. Actually, now that we're at halftime, I'd like to tell, the story of Coach John Holmes that I have up here, while we have a break. So for anyone who wants to know about new Titusville head coach John Holmes coming over from Rockledge. So just past the midway point to the season, the Titusville high school football team definitely has a story of thumbing through historical records. And this is an article that was published, I believe, by Florida Today. So that's the credit. But I'd like to tell you all because it tells a lot about Coach John Holmes and who he is as a coach of the Titusville Terrier team. So with a 32-7 win in Week 7 over Port Orange Atlantic on Friday, the Terriers won their fourth game in 6 starts. That came at 3 nights after a neighborhood rivalry victory over Space Coast 40-0 and winning the US1 Cup. The win over the Vipers won Titusville not only the US1 Cup, given to the winner of the annual game, it marked the 3rd win of 2022. The Terriers had not won more than 2 games in a season since 2016 when Wayne Lawrence was the coach. That team went 4-6. Now the team only needs one more win to match 2015, where they went 5-5. Now, that win most likely will not come tonight, but they definitely have winnable games coming forward. All this improvement has come under first-year head coach John Holmes. He's a Rockledge High School product who came from the Merritt Island staff to take over the Terriers in the spring. In his own playing career, he was a part of a Raiders championship team and 4 West Virginia University Bowl teams. Titusville had just 3 weeks of preparation under Holmes and his new staff before an impressive performance at a May Jamboree game. Holmes wasn't even full-time at the school yet when that happened, and drawing reluctant talent from classrooms and out to practice was mandatory to getting anything going. Titusville Athletic Director Jason Burley said he was here as much as he could be. He's really worked hard to get with the kids. Burley also listed some things he's witnessed in the turnaround. He said there's a positive vibe, and Holmes has worked really hard to create that. He's seen a lot of discipline in the program, and the kids have really responded well to that, Burley said. The culture of the program has definitely created a positive vibe for Titusville and the school. And, you know, for Titusville, having players like Xavier Taylor definitely hasn't hurt. The junior back, as I said, has rushed for 113.5 yards per game and 9 touchdowns on 83 carries. Quarterback Josiah Allen, only a sophomore, has passed for 680 yards and run for 309 with 4 scores on the ground alone. The defensive-minded Holmes, though, has seen this team allow only 10 points a game, regardless of the schedule. That is quite impressive, as you're seeing on your screen, the Cocoa Tigers homecoming ceremony. And, you know, Titusville has kept 3 opponents scoreless this year, but Coach Holmes does not consider defense as the area of biggest improvement for Titusville. Coach Holmes said that he would say the attitude, the overall attitude has just been getting the team to believe in him and getting the discipline down and making sure they stay in a straight line and trust the process. That is what Coach Holmes said after the 40-0 defeat of Space Coast a few Tuesdays ago. The Terriers play Cocoa, obviously, tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. And, you know, this is definitely going to be a mental and physical test that is beyond anything Holmes players have experienced this year, as they played a schedule that has allowed them to win some games coming off an 0-10 season, which they have done, and they have exceeded expectations. And regardless of the final numbers on this game, the best hope for Titusville this week in Week 7 is to see what it should eventually want to look like. And as myself and Logan Pettit said, they got to look at what they did good against a great football team and what they did possibly wrong, which the Cocoa Tigers team will expose and show you what you need to do. After that, though, the games only remain for Titusville are Holy Trinity, Astronaut, and Crescent City. 3 definitely winnable games for the Terriers to go out, and those should be much more competitive for them. Holmes predictably said it's too early to start wondering what the end of the season holds for this young team, but Coach Holmes sees a playoff quality program in the future and possibly one this season. For now, Titusville High and its community is just enjoying the turnaround. Athletic Director Burley says in the hallway, the kids are excited, the teachers are excited. You see a lot of Terriers blue and gold in the hallways. It's a good feeling. So with that, that was a good rundown and an overview of Titusville and Coach John Holmes. So now you're seeing the Cocoa Tigers homecoming ceremony. And now after this, we will take a break for halftime, and we'll be back following this.
And all her friends for being so supportive, and her sisters for always having her back. Sophomore Princess, Lorea Robinson. Sophomore Prince, Damian Bryant. Escorted by Mom and Dad. Extracurriculars are basketball. Plans for the future, going to college and make it to the NBA. Favorite class is gym and English. Special thanks to the family for being there when they need him, when he needs them, and for keeping it real. Sophomore Prince, Damian Bryant. Junior Princess, Denasia Andrews. Escorted by Kira Banks, her mom, and Asia Andrews, her sister. Plans for the future are going to college to become a pediatric nurse. Favorite class is health science. Special thanks to mom, older sister Deasia, and friend Elisa that helped and persuaded her to run. And a big thanks to herself for stepping out of her comfort zone. Junior Princess Denasia Andrews. Junior Princess Mariah Parks. Escorted by Maya, Mom, and Leilani. Extracurriculars, basketball, track and field athlete. Wants to go to college to become a neonatologist. Favorite class is math. Special thank you to Mom for always making it happen for me. Junior Princess Mariah Parks. Junior Princess Alasia Williams, escorted by Rashad Williams. Extracurriculars, 4-year varsity track and field athlete, varsity cheerleader, class president. Plans to attend a university running track and field while attending medical school to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. Favorite class, Health Science Foundations. Special thanks to parents for always being there for her. Coach Colston for making her a better person, and Mr. Grant for always believing in her. Junior Princess Alasia Williams. Junior Prince Nicholas Blue, escorted by Brother Seven. Extracurriculars, JROTC Raider Team, Cocoa High Chorus, and Cocoa Wrestling Team. After graduation, plans to go to FAMU to pursue a career in the military. Favorite classes taught by Miss Halsell, Miss Mincy, and the Junior ROTC program. Special thanks to his parents and teachers. Junior Prince Nicholas Blue. Senior Princess Talia Cooper, escorted by mother Tamika Lewis. Has participated in Tigerettes for 3 years. Plans to become a successful criminal defense lawyer. Special thanks to her friends and family for always supporting her in anything she puts her mind to. Senior Princess Talia Cooper. Senior Princess Celia Marie Lee, escorted by her boyfriend Jay. Extracurricular activities, cheerleading and orchestra. Plans to attend a 4-year college to obtain a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and hopes to work as a labor and delivery nurse. Favorite class is orchestra and English. Special thanks to her aunt for always being supportive and being a guiding hand through her life. Her mom for loving her no matter what, and her sister Amy for being number 1. Senior Princess Celia Marie Lee. Senior Princess Michaela Mosley, escorted by her dad Tyrell Mosley. Plays varsity basketball and participates in SGA. Plans to attend her dream school, North Carolina A&T, and major in nursing. Special thanks to her family for being her number 1 supporters and her friend Haley. Senior Princess Michaela Mosley. Senior Princess Leanna Tyson, escorted by her mom Teresa Harris. 6-year varsity track and field athlete, 2-year varsity cheerleader. Plans to run for a Division I track and field program and also plans to study in the medical field. Special thanks to her mom for making all of this happen. Thank you so much. She appreciates it. And also thanks to her coaches, Coach Fulston and Coach Grant, for instilling life skills in her that she will use forever. Thank you. Senior Princess Leanna Tyson. Senior Prince Lucas Gonzalez, escorted by Destiny Darling. Cocoa High School Orchestra, Concertmaster SGA. Plans to go to college in Texas and major in music education. Favorite classes, dual enrollment. Special thanks to his best friend, Angel Parham, for always having his back no matter what. Senior Prince Lucas Gonzalez. Senior Prince Cedric Hawkins, escorted by Mom Lakeisha and Dad Cedric. Extracurriculars involved in track and varsity football. Plans to attend the Ohio State University and major in business. Favorite class is math, because he enjoys the challenge, and PE. Special thanks to his family, Mr. Grant, and all the teachers who supported him. Senior Prince Cedric Hawkins. And the moment we've all been waiting for. Senior Prince turned King Cedric Hawkins. Congratulations, King Hawkins. And your 2022 Cocoa High Homecoming Queen, Leanna Tyson.
You guys smoking a joint behind that car back there.
Congratulations, King Hawkins and Queen Tyson. Congratulations to all of the 2022 Homecoming Corps.
As you saw at halftime there, we know Cedric Hawkins is an athlete, the Ohio State commit, but now you can call him King Hawkins, if you will. Homecoming King there, Cedric Hawkins. I think we saw that last week with Garrett Lukes at Bayside. And there you see him, King Cedric Hawkins, if you will. Now, Logan, people are going to come on the broadcast and hear me calling him King Cedric Hawkins. I'm referring to Homecoming King, everybody. Do not worry. Well, about 1 minute to go to start of the second half. Cocoa leading Titusville 41-0. We will have a running clock to start the second half. You know, Titusville is doing a lot of things right. In a game like this, the realistic expectation may not be to go out and win the football game, but to go out and give your best effort and learn a lot. And I think that's already what they've done so far. And the second half, maybe get some points on the board, get a few stops, keep the morale up going into the last 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. But you also hit a certain point in the game where it's not quite as attainable, so you got to readjust your expectations. So now, barring something miraculous happening, I don't know that a 41-point lead is going to be squandered here in the second half. So now you're looking to build on things that you're doing well and kind of learn a few things about your team. How do you overcome adversity like this? I mean, this is the first time that Titusville, I mean, to my knowledge, has really been faced in this kind of situation. And so, how your team responds says a lot about, what your team is and where you're at as a program. So if they keep trying, they keep fighting hard, they don't give up, you've got something you can build off of. If they hang their heads and they kind of lick their wounds and just take it, well then, that's something you got to address the next week. Like, hey, look, I get it. Getting 41 hung on your head in the half, that's not a great feeling, but it's about how you respond to that. And that says a lot about in the game of football as well as life. So, and that's what John Holmes, that's what he's instilling in this program. You know what I mean? It's just a team that has been kind of accustomed to losing over the last few seasons, kind of getting them, back into the mentality that, like, hey, yeah, this happens. It's football. It's life. You go through stuff like this, but it's how you overcome it. It's how you see your way through this sort of storm, so to speak.
Very true there. And, Titusville looking better, already improved. As I said, with one more win on the year, they'll have to go all the way back to 2015 to find the last year with 5 wins, which was 5-5. I guarantee you they'll be better than 5-5. So this is going to be a historic year for Titusville one way or another. We knew this was going to be a hard game for them, but, they're coming out, giving it all they got. Welcome back, everybody, live to the second half here from Cocoa High School. Tigers lead at 41-0.
Well, I think Titusville could theoretically go 7-3.
No, that's my predicted record, honestly. And I think they will do that.
And again, playing a game like this, yeah, you're getting pushed around out there. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but you're not going to get pushed around by any other team you have left on the schedule.
No, and you got to go back and remember they were nearly. I mean, they were 1 point away from, or not 1 point away, but they were very close to beating the Palm Bay Pirates, who are number 5 right now in the county via the Super 7 poll. So I mean, that was a close game, and yeah, and I think Titusville definitely has players. They are still an underrated team. I understand about the schedule, this and that, but they're going out and playing good football still. I mean, there's a difference between strength of schedule and, even playing weak in those games. But they're going out and winning handily, and then in the bigger games playing to the best of their ability.
Well, here's another thing that we haven't even pointed out. They got 27 players dressed right now. 27. I mean, practice has got to be thin. You've certainly got guys going both ways and a number of different things. And, to be where you're at, your record-wise so far in the season with 27 players, I mean, you're an injury or two away from, a catastrophic situation. But I'm sure they're bumped and bruised. I mean, it's week 7 in a football season. Nobody's 100% at this point, but to still be battling and fighting with, 27 players on your team, this shows a lot to the rest of the school as well as kids in the community that might, that are playing at the Titusville youth programs. This shows them, hey, Titusville, they're a good program to go play for. And soon you're going to end up with that functional depth that you're going to get into your program. You're going to end up with more athletes. And it's the right way to build a football team. And I think they're doing a fine job. Don't let the score be indicative. I mean, go find me a team. Shoot, Melbourne, I covered the Melbourne versus Cocoa game. Melbourne's an objectively good football team, and they got clocked. So, I mean, it happens. It's this sport. That's nothing to take away from what Coach John Holmes has done at Titusville in the season that they've been having. They're a good football team.
And Titusville does have 44 players rostered, but as you said, 27 dressed tonight, and that's who they bring to play Cocoa, and I think they're playing pretty darn well, in my opinion.
Yeah, all things considered, yeah. I mean, they've moved some on offense. They've looked pretty good in the secondary outside of, the one coverage bust.
Special teams
look really. They blocked a kick. They've got a couple nice punts. They've got several very nice kick returns. I mean, there's plenty of things that you can point to and be like, yeah, you know what? We've got something we can build on.
And this is zero disrespect to this team, but you look a few weeks ago at the Space Coast game, and I mean, the only difference is what you got to look at here is just Space Coast unfortunately just couldn't stop Cocoa on either sides of the football. Titusville is doing something. They're hanging with them to the best of their ability. Again, that is no disrespect to Space Coast. They have a new head coach over there and Coach Nichols, and that's a different situation. They're rebuilding, but or retooling, if you will. But yeah, you look at a different situation. Titusville is holding in pretty well. Right before the kickoff here, I'll give you all your halftime score updates. Out of Door Academy led Cocoa Beach 18-7. Merritt Island Christian leads Eastland Christian 34-8. Holy Trinity led Father Lopez 20-0. 21. Merritt Island lead Bayside 21-0. Rockledge leads Satellite 42-0. Out of Door Academy actually led Cocoa Beach 18-10 at half. Harmony leads Vieira in a close one, 17-14. Good showing by Vieira so far. And see if we can get any scores before they kick it off. Last one, St. Francis leads MCC in a close one, 7-0. And that is the catch-up for you as the kick is away to start the second half. Bouncing down, Cocoa will receive it off the ground. And they'll look to return it here. Trying to turn it upfield with a gap. The Cocoa Tigers, Cedric Hawkins. Down the sideline, Cedric Hawkins, the homecoming king. Can't be stopped there on the opening kickoff. No flags, and that is, oh, there is a flag. Flag down, but touchdown Cocoa. Yeah, flag down all the way back around their own 25.
You know, it's right by the sideline. I'm wondering if this might be a sideline infraction, in which case it's typically you get a warning before you get the flag, but...
And that would have been, I believe, around a 90-yard kick return touchdown.
That's a hold. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be a hold. So that one will come back for Cocoa, unfortunately. The big Cedric Hawkins return comes back to the hold. Unfortunately there for them. So electric started the second half for Cocoa, but it won't stand.
Little sigh of relief for Titusville there. That's not how you want to start a half.
No, and that's unfortunately how the first half kind of started for the Cocoa offense was that huge play. So I think Titusville's done a great job since then, besides the one blown coverage of letting up big plays. Definitely want to keep that up. So the holding call brings the 90-yard kick return touchdown back. That's just going to place him right where that kick was received. Looks like. I mean, that'll put him at the 14. First down, Cocoa at their own 14-yard line. Tough break for the Tigers, and Cedric Hawkins on the kickoff return getting called back. So now they do have first down and 10 at their own 14. See if Titusville can get their first stop again. Surprisingly, in my opinion, Blake Boda trots back out at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, he's been relatively clean in the pocket. Maybe they're just going to stick to the run. And
hey, great stop there by the Titusville front of Malachi Coney for no gain. Second down and 10 coming up for Cocoa.
Yeah, I suspect that Boda's not going to be dropping back very much. They're probably just going to be handing the ball off some, in which case, I mean, it doesn't really matter who's at quarterback if you're handing the ball off.
Yeah, well, I mean, Boda is a senior, so maybe you want to look at whoever you have behind him.
That's true.
Well, now Boda will draw back. Okay. He's going to survey, throw underneath. It's caught. And turning it upfield down the sideline was Nicholas Teeter. And he gets it up past the 30. First down, Cocoa.
Lamarian Martin, the tackler on that play, number 10, he had a good effort there trying to pop that ball out. He came in with a big bear paw over the top and tried to hawk that ball out, but Teeter had pretty good ball security there and was able to hold on to it.
So now first down, Cocoa at their own 37-yard line. Boda. Bobbles the snap. Boda's going to take the broken play. He slides there, I guess, to be safe. So that one doesn't get anywhere. That'll be a loss, actually. So Titusville defense playing decently here. Second down and 12. Now Cocoa back at their own 35 or 25. back at their own 25. It's first down or second down and 12. Coco. Blake Boda again in the gun with his running back. Try to get the hard count there. It's Boda and Coney. Malachi Coney the back here. They switch between him and Anthony Bridgewater. We figured they'd do that at some point this season. I think they wanted to get Bridgewater accustomed, and now they'll get that mix. Boda going to roll out here. Just toss one. Good play there by Boda. Extending the play there to Jaden Edgecombe. As there, I think he got the linebacker to bite there as he rolled out and just flipped that one over.
Yeah, you saw it again, pointing, directing traffic like he did in the first half. Just told, hey, Edgecombe, go run down the sidelines. I'll hit you. I'll just drop it in a bucket for you.
Good to see the Merritt Island Christian Cougars bounce back here. The big lead over Eastland Christian, 41-8. Love to see it there. Boda first down, Coco at their own 45. Boda play fake, throws the screen. It's hauled into the near side, and he will be spun down for a short gain there. Again, that's Teeter. Yeah, now I assume, or I would can't think of the phrase I'm trying to say. I would venture to guess that Coco, this probably should be their starter's final drive.
I would assume so. They're kind of running their offense like they did in the first half, so maybe trying to get one more drive in them, and then pulling them. That would be my guess.
Second down now. Second down, Coco at their own 48. Turn give to the running back here. Trying to cut it upfield. Malachi Coney spinning down around the line to gain. He will be short. Now third down to Coco. Possibly their first third down of the game. As they're close, it'll be third down and about 2. Coco now at the Titusville 47. Here we go, third down and 2, Coco. Well, down marker still says second. It should be third. Malachi Coney trying to cut it up there. And that's a big stop by Titusville on, again, what should be third down. Yeah, fourth down. Coco now, 4th and 1. Great stop right here by the Titusville Terriers. Coco's going to go for it.
The referees were holding up 3, and now the White Hats holding up 4.
Yeah, this is fourth down. It should be. 4th down and 1. Malachi Coney, no matter what the down is, that is a first down. And Coney getting pulled forward. Coney still fighting. Malachi Coney nearly somehow got out of there, as that's a gain of 6. First down, Coco to the Titusville 40 on 4th and 1.
Little Bush push help there, getting them over to the first down by big 5'5", the offensive lineman.
That is Messiah Robinson. It was more of a carry.
Pull, he picked him up almost.
Yeah. First down and 10. Boda's going to throw again here to Teeter on the screen. Teeter bobbles. Now going to try and turn it upfield. Defender gets a hold of that jersey there to bring him down. Good tackle from behind there for a gain of 5. Second down and 5 now for Coco, the Titusville 35. With this running clock in place, there's under 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Coco's not going to try and run it up here. That's not something they're aiming to do here.
No, they're not like taking shots at the end zone or anything. Like this is their offense.
Now we actually do have a coach's timeout, which will stop the clock. So timeout, Titusville with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. 5:11, 5:10. 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Or that'll be a water break, rather. Clock will still stop with 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Coco still leading 41-0. And this has just been one sustained drive. So far about a 7-minute drive. Not a 17-minute drive, not quite. 7-minute drive right here, driving down the field. Started at their own 14. Now they line up at the Titusville 35. Remember, it almost started the Cedric Hawkins kick return touchdown. But now it's just a long drive that is just running the clock. So here we go, coming out of the water break. Here with 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Coco up 41-0 here. They have first down and 10 at the Titusville 35. So here we go, Boda, low snap. Boda going to drop back. Boda over the top, wide open. It's caught down inside the 10, inside the 5, and in. Touchdown, Cocoa from 35 yards out.
It's CJ Bragg, heck of a play there. I mean,
so much for not taking a shot.
Yeah, well, there it is. I imagine that's going to be the starter's last drive. Excellent play by Bragg, though, staying up and, fighting to get into that end zone, cutting back across the field, finding the open space.
That's just a great mix of skill and athleticism there with C.J. Bragg on that play. Finding the holes that he needed to hit, cutting all the way across the field and back to spin down in the end zone for the 35-yard touchdown from Blake Boda to C.J. Bragg. Extra point. Blocked again. That one's on the ground. Titusville could take this one. No, they can't. It's dead.
It's not a live play.
That's unfortunate. Because if that was if that wasn't a dead ball, that might have been a two-point return there. But, hey, that's the second blocked field goal of the night for Titusville. And that one, they just swarmed. They flew right through that O-line, cut through it like a hot knife through butter. So, again, that's those little small victories and things you can take out of this one. So the block PAT extends Coco's lead now 47-0 off the Blake Boda connection to C.J. Bragg from 35 yards out. So now the goal here, I would say, for Titusville, try to get some points on the board, whatever way you can. Maybe it's on this kick return, who knows?
Yeah, I mean they've been pretty solid at kick returns, but you're right, man. You just get a little bit of a something, get on the board somehow, find a way to make it happen, and make yourself feel a little good.
As here's the kickoff from Ramirez, gonna be a little boot here, gonna be caught in the air by number 5. He's just trying to reverse field there, cutting it up. Solid return there by Anthony Coleman. Gets up past their own 40. Another great kick return by Titusville. Well, special teams often referred to as the forgotten facet of football. And Titusville is one team in the county that so far, they got a good special teams.
Might be the best special teams play I've seen all year in the games that we've called. I mean, they look good. I mean, it is a forgotten art, but I mean, it's the third facet of a football game. People do forget about it. When we played, we called it special forces. I mean, we took it seriously and we had good special teams play. It can win or lose you a football game, and it's good to see they got something to build on there in that facet of the game. Looks like we got backup quarterbacks warming up on the sidelines for Cocoa. Both C.J. Bragg and Jaden Edgecombe are throwing to each other.
Out of Door Academy leads Cocoa Beach 24-10. Cocoa Beach looking to hold on to their win streak they're riding right now under Coach Ben Waldrop, new head coach. First down and 10, Titusville at their own 42-yard line. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Cocoa leads 47-0. Allen rolls out on the keeper. Josiah Allen trying to get around the edge. And he'll be brought down after a short gain.
I like the play design. I wish he would have sold the fake a little bit harder, though. He kind of just rode the fake handoff with his offhand as opposed to, actually selling the fake. He might have got that defense flowing off to the left, and he would have got a few more yards.
For the people that don't know, Josiah Allen came from Cocoa in the offseason to Titusville, head of the Blake Boda transfer. So I think it was a good job and a good effort by, or a good decision by Josiah Allen to go to Titusville. He went ahead of the curve, if you will, to go to Titusville with new coach John Holmes. You see that he believed in that program and what they were instilling, and now he seems like he's going to have some success over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good get for them.
Second down. Allen steps up in the pocket. Blitz still coming, and Josiah Allen will be sacked for a loss of about 6.
Hey, I want to point out, Allen, according to their roster, is only a sophomore, so I mean, he's played well for them this season. Of course, he's a young player, so he's going to make some mistakes. I mean, you got something that you can build off of with him, though.
The score 47-0 now, and that is the end of the third quarter here from Richard Dick Blake Stadium. Once again, the Cocoa Tigers lead at 47-0 as we head to the fourth quarter here live on the Brevard Sports Network. And hey, I know, not to deter people from this game, because obviously love our viewers, but we got two fantastic other games I've seen so far tonight on the Brevard Sports Network. Harmony and Vieira, last score update. Harmony only led that one 17-14. And Heritage is leading Vieira 19-14, I believe. Actually, not Vieira. Heritage is leading Melbourne. So two great games over on the also on the Brevard Sports Network. Obviously, if you're watching for Titusville or for Cocoa, definitely you're going to watch that game. But, hey, other two fantastic games. If you're looking for some close ones, you got those also. You can stick right here with me and Logan if you so wish.
Yeah, I mean, those might be better games right now, but we're clearly the better of the two broadcasters in those games. So, I mean, if you want to stick around for us, we totally get it.
Yep.
We're very likable individuals, and, we'd love for you to hang out with us.
Yeah, you're not going to get, anywhere else, even on the Broad Sports Network, anywhere else in the world. You got Logan and Jackson. That's all you really need.
Yeah, we're young. We get it.
Yeah.
Jackson's young. He gets it.
I am quite young, if you couldn't tell. Third down and 12. Josiah Allen turns, throws that one through the hands of the receiver, incomplete, looking for Taylor. And, yeah, that game I just mentioned, Melbourne now only leads 21-19. 2-point game over there down in Heritage.
I tell you what, man, it's almost like a little bit of a rivalry because it doesn't really matter how good or bad the teams are. They always seem to be a bit of a fight between the two.
Now it's a district game, too.
Yeah, I mean, last year, Melbourne jumped out to a pretty early lead, and, they surrendered, something like 28 straight points. The reason why I know that is I called that defense. It ended up being a game into the fourth quarter that Heritage won. And now that was a kickoff classic game, but, it turned into a dogfight, and I think Melbourne was the better of the two teams, and they ended up losing in that one. So as you can see, something's brewing down there in Northwest Palm Bay.
Yeah, it is, and I think both them and Merritt Island, I feel like the two teams that are rapidly growing right now, and we'll see. I believe if Heritage defeats Melbourne, there may be a fight for them to crack the Super 7 with the Titusville and Bayside loss it would be right now. So we'll see how it looks. I mean, every week I feel, man, the Super 7 gets harder and harder to look at because, you just have the best teams are the best teams, right? You just can kind of see it how they play, and that's no disrespect to anybody else, but you have the Cocos and the Rockledges and O'Galley, you have them cut out, but when you get from 4, 5, 6, 7, it just gets to be, that's where it just comes down to the eye test and who would win in a head-to-head. Some games we have the head-to-heads for, some we don't. And we got timeout Titusville here with
Go ahead.
with 9:55 to go in the game.
Some are pure, just projection based too. I mean, we don't have the head-to-head. Sometimes we don't even have common opponents, and we're just saying, well, from what we've seen of both of these teams, I mean, who do you think would win? And, that's what comes down to in these rankings. And, it's tough, not to pat ourselves on the back, but we are doing a very tough work trying to figure that out. And we understand the scrutiny that comes behind it. And, and we're just trying to do a service to you guys and as well as the student athletes. But it's not just as arbitrary as we'll put a number next to a team. There's some thought that goes into it.
Oh yeah, and hey, we love the feedback. It's never don't comment, but as long as it's not anything bad against us or the players or the teams.
We love feedback.
Yeah, because I see a lot about why is Titusville ranked. Well, you see it tonight. I know the score, and I know we're going to keep saying that, but Titusville was a good team, and that's what you say the common opponents. They haven't played a lot of these other teams that some of these teams have played. Their schedule was a little bit more fit to them, so that's where it's a little bit harder for us to compare, and that's just one of those teams as an example. But, you have Cocoa, who's gone out and played Seminole, Aquinas, and Jones, who no one else has played or anyone close to that. That's where it's a little bit more difficult, but that's where it's just up to us.
We said it earlier, we hadn't, seen a lot of Titusville. Admittedly, hadn't seen a lot of Titusville, so a lot of that, like I said, was kind of projection based. Like, based off what they've done, would they potentially beat this team? Now, we're kind of seeing what they are. We have a little bit more perspective into what they have and what they can do, and, we take that into account. It looks like Bragg is checked in at quarterback in the game.
And Bridgewater's the running back. Score updates now. It is now a bigger lead for Harmony, 31-13 over Vieira. Out of Door Academy leads Cocoa Beach, 32-10. So those are our other two score updates. First down and 10 now. Cocoa, they've made it up to the 50-yard line here with Bragg at quarterback. Bragg's going to take off here. He got that big 35-yard touchdown, which I think may possibly be the last score of this game.
He's shifty.
Short gain there. Astronaut leads Space Coast 26-7. Astronaut's been another team that I feel like has grown over the course of the year. They were struggling hard early under new coach Jalen Warden, but now in a team like Space Coast, that's a district matchup. And I think that was going to be a closer game, but Astronaut asserting their dominance in that one in a way with a 20-point lead here over the Space Coast Vipers.
Yeah, Bragg doesn't look too bad with the ball in his hands. He kind of cuts through and finds a hole and kind of makes something happen. But, yeah, to go back to what you were talking about with Astronaut, I'll tell you what. Coming from a defensive coach, that offense that Warden runs, man, it's not fun to prepare for. And when you get the right athletes in that, I mean, he's going to run the ball, and then when he's done running the ball, he's going to run it a little bit more. But he does it in such a unique way that it gives the defenses fits. So it sounds like they're starting to get that figured out a little bit. And, they could stack a few more wins on top of each other. Yeah,
I mean, this could be back-to-back wins for Astronaut. They won their first game last week against Winter Springs.
Warden's a good coach, too. I mean, sometimes you have down years. I mean, it's football. That happens. But, I've got all the faith in the world that Warden's going to get it figured out again.
And, for me, I think there were so many new head coaching signs the offseason. We had that whole storyline. But for me, what I saw is none of these coaches have disappointed. If anything, they've all exceeded expectations for what they've been given. Situations have been completely different for different programs. Records are different. But I think they've all pretty much met or exceeded expectations this season.
Yeah, I'd agree. And some of them, came out to a slow start. I mean, like Tyler Murray up at Merritt Island. First couple weeks of the season, it looked like, what's going to happen there. But it looks like they're turning that around. We see what Titusville's done throughout the year and a couple other programs where first-year head coaches, they're making themselves and their program look pretty good, which is good.
Cocoa here with kind of the wind-out drive here, if you will. There's a run by Bridgewater here, and we'll see if Titusville can pick up their first stop of the game. And no matter what time of the game it is, it's still important to get a stop. Still can feel good as a defensive unit to do it.
Like I said, there's no moral victories. I'm a firm believer you don't get any moral victories in this game. But there's things that you can hang your hat on, and there's things that you can go back and learn from. And a stop here, I mean, albeit it's a running clock late in the game, but you get a stop here like, hey, we stopped them.
Yep.
What did we do there? Let's do that again.
And one thing, it is a random note, but it's an interesting one. We've seen a lot of wide receivers kind of having quarterback roles in this county this year. I mean, C.J. Bragg, not the starter for Cocoa as a wide receiver, or they're basically their main positions, wide receiver. We saw last week Vieira starting, I believe it was Quincy Gillens at quarterback. He's a wide receiver. I know Satellite started Parker Dawson. He's a wide receiver. We're seeing some wide receivers play some quarterback this year, stepping in for whether it's injuries or just maybe trying something new. That's just an interesting note I've kind of observed over the last few weeks. We've seen some more wide receivers switching to quarterback or taking their shot.
It makes a little bit of sense, especially if you get an injury or you just want to spark. I mean, like with Vieira, I think it provided a little bit of a spark. The offense was moving last week against Bayside. It seems like they've gotten some success tonight. I don't know if Gentili's starting for them again or not, but you get a different dynamic when you got an athlete back there playing quarterback. Obviously, you're going to lose something that you had in the passing game, but you make up for it in the running game. And the important thing to remember about a quarterback running is you've now gained a blocker. When you hand the ball off, you've got 9 blockers the running back's running the ball, that's 10 players versus 11 players on defense because you don't want your quarterback going out there throwing a block. You got a quarterback running the ball, you've now got 10 blockers for 11 defenders. All the, if it's blocked up correctly, the quarterback's just going to make a man miss and you can score. Yep. So it adds a little bit new piece of element to the to your offense, and it's important to see, hey, what do we have here? Maybe we can insert a package if it starts working out.
And you're right, it was Dom Gentile, not Quincy Gillens. Dominic Gentile was the Viera quarterback last week. Bragg with the run here. C.J. Bragg trying to get around the edge. Flag down. C.J. Bragg, though, is going to run it in.
You're going to have two
Multiple
fouls.
flags down, but C.J. Bragg runs it in from 23 yards out for the Cocoa touchdown.
It's 2 holdings.
Yeah, I don't believe that'll stand, but good effort.
You got one up around the line of scrimmage by an offensive lineman, and then there was a helmet that flew out of the sky.
I think that
was a Titusville player, yeah. So I would imagine the other penalty had something to do with the helmet that inexplicably popped off of a Titusville player's helmet or head. So Coco's going to be backed up here.
4:40 to go in the game. Astronaut now leads Space Coast 27-7. With that, I'd like to give a great thanks to our BSN's resident high school sports expert and score provider, Donnie Reber Jr. I think Donnie really does all his great, fantastic write-ups on high school football. He does some for the Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars on Sundays, and provides us all the great score updates that you see on Friday nights. He searches for those to get them live to us as quick as possible. Does great updates. He's one of our Super 7 voters, so he has got great insight in this county, and we'd love to have him here at BSN.
Thanks, Donnie.
That was a flag on the play there on that Cocoa play. We'll see what the call is there.
Getting a little sloppy late in the game. I guess that makes sense. You get some backups, and that's going to be 3 holdings in the last 2 plays.
They might have backup offensive linemen in possibly, but still.
No, I think those are the starters. He's 77 out there. He's one of their starters. It might have like a patch crew, but definitely have a couple starters out there.
Well, I'll back Cocoa up even farther here, but ultimately the clock stays moving. Now under 3.5 minutes to go in the game. And again, Coco's not going to keep trying to score here. I think they're not a team that's going to run up the score. They don't need to. They've proved what they needed to tonight with this win, and another good run by C.J. Bragg there. But Coco's not going to be a team. They're a sportsman team. They're not going to go up here and run up the score in a game like this where it's more of proving what you want and then exiting with everyone safe, healthy, and pick up the win. And it's a big district win for Cocoa. That's their second win of the district. The first one was against Space Coast. I believe they still have to play Astronaut and Palm Bay in the district. Game against Space Coast, Cocoa did put up 76 points, but that was just a game, again, unfortunately, I just don't think Space Coast was able to stop Cocoa in any way, as they just kind of jumped out early, and whether it was intentional or not, the scores just kind of kept coming. Good stop there by Titusville for a big loss on 3rd and long. So, we said it. If you're Titusville, you want to get a stop here, and I think they've done that, as they're going to bring up 4th and very long for Cocoa. And we'll see if they can finish out the stop here to end the game here with under 2 minutes to go. So this will probably be the last 1 or 2 plays of this one. Hey, let's see it. Coco's going to go for it on 4th and forever. 4th and 23 for Cocoa. Let's see if Titusville can end off the game with a stop. See if they can do it. I think they can.
I like their odds here.
Bragg drops. He's just going to take off once again. C.J. Bragg cutting it upfield. Bragg cutting out defenders, and he is brought down there. And that'll be a turnover on downs to pretty much run this one out. So good job by Titusville to finish it off with a stop
you
overall.
You got something there. You can point to that later on when you're looking at film, and you can say, you know what, it was late in the game, but we got to stop.
Again, Harmony leading Viera now 31-13. Vieira held in there for a while, but still got to pick up a win before the season's over. And they scheduled hard. They always do, but this is a team that is kind of retooling, so the schedule, it helps you mature, but also you got to have some winnable football games in there for them, and I think they do. It's not all for naught, but they're going to have to fight for them.
Yeah. Again, like you said, that schedule doesn't do them very many favors. It was made in advance, so there's not much you can do about it, but new coaching staff in there, new head coach, a few new players, and, still trying to figure things out. Fighting for that first win, you hope it comes within the next 3 weeks. You hate to start your coaching tenure without a win.
Yeah, I mean, they were close against Bayside, so we'll see what they can do against some more divisional opponents. And Satellite, they were close. So they've played some close games, but, ultimately you want to pick up a win. And that will do it. Here from Cocoa High School, final score, the Cocoa Tigers pick up a solid win over the young upstart Titusville Terriers, 47-0. Titusville jumps back up to 500 at 3-3. Titusville falls to 4-3. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Cocoa for having us out here. Also on the Brevard Sports Network, our game is definitely done early, so you still got Harmony and Vieira and a close one between Heritage and Melbourne. Final score updates: Astronaut leads Space Coast 27-7. Melbourne leads Heritage only by 8, 27-19. And with that, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks, Logan and Knight. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, we learned some things about Titusville. They're not there yet. They're building. They're up and coming. They're just not quite there yet. And Cocoa, we knew what we had in Cocoa, so nothing new there.
And the orange and black Cocoa Tigers pick up the win tonight again. Final score 47-20. Thanks everyone for tuning in. For the Cocoa Tigers, the Titusville Terriers, for Logan Pettit, I'm Jackson ROBB. Remember to tune in or come on down to Slow and Low Barbecue in Vieira for the Brevard Sports Network Slow and Low postgame show. Either way, have a great night, everybody, and make it a sports night.